Hello and welcome to this practice, which is all about exploring your edges. So it's a little bit playful because we are touching on not just the edges of yoga on your mat, but we are through that also going to be just encouraging you to maybe explore your edges off the mat, because it is at those edges where growth happens, where opportunity often sits. It's where we can build resilience. It's where we can knock down the fear barriers. So it's a really powerful, magical place. And they're forever expanding. And maybe, just maybe, as you continue to explore those edges, they may not feel so edgy in time. It might feel a little bit more rounded, so that as you are nudging and pushing yourself out of your comfort zones, it doesn't feel so. So, how do we explore our edges on the yoga mat? We are going to be doing that through exploring poses and just seeing if we can go to the edge of a pose and a little bit further and just see how that feels. Whether it may be making you wobble a bit if it's in a balance, it may be testing your belief system because it's in a headstand or a crow, or it's just being conscious and intentional about the movement and direction of a pose. Can you go a little bit deeper by tuning in and listening? This is also that exercise, that ability to build self-awareness, which the yoga mat and yoga and breathwork does so exquisitely. By going to your edge in a stretch, for example, it's really important to tune in and go, okay, yeah, I can go a little bit further, good, but I'm not going to go that much further because that will be too much. So let's give it a go. This is definitely all about playfulness, exploration, curiosity. You're also going to be very much connected into body. Anything else you would have been thinking about, you will not be thinking about when you step off this mat. And you're going to be working hard. So this is a great one to boost the energy systems, to really work through all the systems of the body. Good stretch, good workout. So coming to a seated position, close the eyes and just take a couple of moments to arrive from wherever you've been. I would always love to be able to ask, which I can't do, what is attracting you to a particular class or video or practice on any given day. With Into the Fold, I am creating a library for you all to support you in the moment that you need it. So there's a real rainbow and cross-section and diversity of practice. So if you're coming to a practice where you're exploring your edges, you're being drawn in. Something is drawing in you. Something's piqued your curiosity. Something is making you know that maybe you're ready to explore your edges, or you kind of are needing to. You're like, you know what? I'm fed up of being like feeling stuck or feeling fearful or not brave enough or not you enough. And you're just gonna go that little bit more expansive. And thinking of expansive, let's come to the breath. The breath is a beautiful way to start to explore your edges. So just come to the breath and start to observe the natural breath. Notice where you're sensing the breath in the body and how the breath feels. Both of those things may sound a bit abstract. Don't worry, go with it. Just be curious. Notice if the breath feels tight or spacious, The top of the chest, the middle, the lower part, around the nostrils, the back of the throat. Does the breath feel ease? Is there ease in the breath? Is there a sense of stuckness? And then what I want you to do is bring to mind a colour, and in your imagination, draw a circle and imagine that you're expanding your breath in that circle. And you're expanding the breath in all directions. And as you do so, this will really help to deepen the breath if the breath is feeling very high up in the chest, and it will also naturally start to expand the breath. Really focus in on that circle of light, whatever colour you've chosen. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add another layer to the circle. Different colour, outer layer. And you're now going to expand the breath a little bit further. And just see how that feels. And then you're going to add another circle of light. So you now have 3 colours. Expand the breath once again. And just notice with positive curiosity about how much the breath is able and willing to expand, particularly given guidance and intention, and pairing that with the imagination, which is one of our mini superpowers. It's very powerful. And then finally, you're going to release the circle, all 3 circles, and just allow the breath to expand and feel free. So you're no longer limiting it, because as great as those expanding circles are to help the breath to expand, at some point we get to the point where we actually just want to be free. So those circles are great as almost training, as the guidance. And then you can rip off those learner plates and just let the breath be free. So essentially you're releasing the form of the body and allowing the imagination to come into play, and just expanding the breath as far as it will go. And then releasing the breath, can come back to a natural breath. Just notice and observe how that has made you feel. So with breath practice, particularly with retention as well, we can also play with exploring our edges, which we will do as well in another practice. But this is just to give you a taste, a flavour of, oh, okay, yeah, I can expand my breath more than I thought I can. And also how working with the imagination can be a really helpful boost and support and complement. Now with the eyes still closed, just ground down through the sit bones. So you're creating strength and foundation in your lower body, and then lightness, activated lightness in your upper body. So imagine 2 beams of light going up your front body, back body, your chest opening, your shoulders dropping, your sternum, your breastbone gently lifting, your pelvic floor engaging, your neck elongating, forehead relaxing. Coming back to the breath, which now feels more expansive. and then flickering the eyes open. Bringing the fingertips onto the mat. Going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands through prayer at heart center. Inhale the prayer up and exhale. This time, bring the right hand across the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale and then exhale, twist. And this is a great exploration of edges. As you exhale, just see if you can gently and tune in, just deepen the twist a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, twist. Then coming back through center and twisting onto the other side. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist. Just that little bit deeper. Tune in. And coming back to center. This time you're going to fold forward. So again, folding forward, we are exploring our edges. So this is a real tuning in versus ego exercise, because the ego is like, I'm going to get my forehead right down on that mat and I don't care how I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And you'll probably find your whole body is tense. You might be overstretching something and it just don't feel good. However, there's another way that you can explore your edges. Draping forward, coming back to the breath, relaxing the jaw and easing into the pose. So this is more of a yin pose where everything is relaxed. We're not reaching from any part of the body, the sacrum. We are just draping forward. Depending what time of the day you're doing this, it's also going to affect how easy or challenging it is. And as you're breathing and easing into the pose, it may be challenging. There may be some real tightness in your hip. I'm certainly experiencing that. Breathe into it, breathe into that part of the body. But try, and it's that fine balance of not fighting the resistance. So by easing and leaning into it rather than go, eek, discomfort, eek, and pulling away. Discomfort, breathe into it. Discomfort, breathe into it. By tuning in, you will know when too far is too far, and you can gently pull back rather than eek and pull away and everything tenses up, which is what we can do in life, whether it's fear, whether it's discomfort and pain. We can resist, we can pull away in fear. We can go into tension, whereas if we breathe into it, acknowledge it, tends to make things easier. Applies here and applies in life as well. And what you will also find as you ease into that discomfort and you breathe into it, the intensity will lessen. Slowly come back to a seated position, switch legs. Actually, whilst we're here, because we've been sat for a little bit, just give your legs a bit of a wriggle. Claw, squeeze the ankles all the way up the legs, and just give them a tap. And then bring the other leg in front. And again, drape over. You may find one side is easier than the other, and now that you're a little bit more tuned into, okay, I'm going with the flow, I'm exploring my edges, I'm not pulling back, I'm not egoing in. I am going to do this. And then slowly Start to peel back up, place the hands on the mat behind you, open the chest, just little gentle counter stretch. And then circle the arms up overhead, interlace the hands, extend up, and then just taking the stretch over. And here we're going to work with the obliques and just, guess what? Explore those edges. So just see if you can playfully really root down through the sit bones, so don't topple over with your sit bones coming over and over and over. You really want to keep that grounding in the sit bones and use your obliques. So lift up and then over. And just see if you can deepen that side stretch a little bit more. That's why a practice like this is so good, because you're so focused and intentional with your movement. It really helps to quieten that internal chatter and external noise. Coming back to center and reach and release the hands down onto the mat. Coming into tabletop position. Just take a moment to find your foundation. Sit up gently through the core, root down through the palms of the hands. Going to extend the left fingertips up and thread under the right, bringing the left cheek to the mat. And here, you may usually just stay where you are, but I'm going to encourage you just to give what you maybe wouldn't usually do a try. So option, right hand comes up and over to grab onto or see where it goes, the top of the left thigh. You're then going to extend the right leg out. And then reaching those left fingertips, just enhancing the stretch. Then bring the right hand back, the right leg in, springboarding the left fingertips up and releasing down. Springboarding the right fingertips this time, threading under the left, right cheek to the mat, left arm comes up and over, left leg back. Come back to the breath, elongate the right fingertips, just enhancing that stretch. Left hand comes back, left leg, springboard the right fingertips and down. Bringing the right arms forward, hips over knees, heart to earth, puppy dog. Rolling the forehead from side to side, come back to the breath. From here, you're going to stay on the forearms and you're going to come up into dolphin. So dolphin is quite a challenging pose. It's a preparation pose. So just bring the toes, the tips, come onto the tips of the toes and just see how far you can come. You can walk your toes up, 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 up. Playfully seeing, and then bringing the knees down, because our inclination, our fear may start to kick in because we might feel that we're going to come forward and fall flat on our faces, which we might do, but it's okay. So our inclination might be to stand here and then, oh no, as well as this really working the tops of our arms. If we can just give it a little bit more, I'm right down on the mat here. And then bringing the knees down in preparation for headstand. So options. Depends on the headstand you're comfortable with or you're working with. You can either interlace the hands, place them round the head, or you can come into tripod. So bring the hands shoulder width apart, coming onto the crown of the head, and that's where dolphin comes in. So you'll bring the feet right up and then playfully going to where you feel comfortable and a little bit further. If that's here, or even if it's here, and you just start to see what it feels like to bring the knees onto the tops of the arms. Or it may be you're there and then you want to
come to here.
You can come against the wall, absolutely, or it may be that you're working on interlacing the hands. I always think this actually gives me much more stability. When I come into tripod, I don't feel as stable, but it is a good practice position for headstand because it helps to give you, to build up that strength, core and upper arms, to bring the knees onto the tops of the arms here. So this is a great place to come to, great practice point. If you are interlacing the hands, I'm gonna have to tuck this under, otherwise I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. Interlacing the hands, bringing the feet up, and then up into your headstand. And then down. So whatever your headstand is, even if it's just the beginnings, give it a go. There's no right or wrong. It's hotter than the sun today where I am, so I am really feeling this. But if you want to dip and dive deeper into headstand, I have a up close and personal dedicated to it, so do dip into that. For now, we're going to move on, but headstand is a great one for exploring your edges. I'm going to tuck the toes under and come up into your downward facing dog. Bend and straighten one leg and then the other. Come back to the breath, give the head a good shake. And walk the hands back towards the feet. Come into a ragdoll. Really bend those legs. Release the hands and slowly peel your way all the way up to standing position. Inhale the arms up overhead, lift the gaze, and exhale, hands through prayer at heart center. Forward fold, walking into your plank, and we're going to hold here. So we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows in, chaturanga, high to low. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. I'm going to step the left foot in between the hands and open up into your warrior two. So really reach those fingertips forward. Great position playing with the warriors for exploring your edges. You're going to ground down, really ground down, and then you're going to bend, go a little bit deeper, just a little bit deeper than you usually would. Really work those glutes, reach the fingertips forward, flip the front palm, inhale, up and back reverse warrior. Again, just see if you can go a little bit further than you usually would. Then bring the left elbow to the left thigh, extend the fingertips up, and then bring the right fingertips to the front of the room. And usually you might be here, but I'm going to ask you just to see if you can go that little bit further. Maybe bring your fingertips down to the mat. Maybe rotate the obliques a little bit further. So really working that movement. Or you're going to bring the right hand onto the top of the thigh and take the gaze upwards. And then coming back into your reverse warrior, windmilling the hands to frame the left foot, and then bring both hands in the inside of your left foot. And so your option usually might be just to stay here, but just see, explore those edges. See if you can, coming onto the outside of your left foot, come down onto the forearms. Come back to the breath. So ease into the pose, tune into the body, tune into where you can take your pose, your stretch a little bit deeper without going too far. So you're exploring intentionally those edges, not way beyond the edges, because every time we come to it, we explore the edges and then that expands the possibilities. Coming back to the breath, 3 last breaths. And then coming up, gonna kick the left leg up and back, bend the left knee, stack the hips, coming into 3-legged dog. Then bring the left knee to the nose, round the back. Then step the left foot in between the hands, the right leg comes up, drops down a little way behind the left, folding over, hands onto the waist, inhaling up, and you're going to come into your tree. So, go where your normal tree is, and then just go a little bit further. So maybe your normal tree is here. Maybe just try to come up. If your normal tree is here, just be playful with where the arms may go. And if you're completely happy in tree as is, and there are no wobbles, and your arms are up in the air and you're rooted down, find your drishti, and then maybe close your eyes and just see what happens. And feel and experience the wobble of what happens when you do close your eyes. Maybe you tense, maybe you panic, maybe you instinctively wobble, maybe your breath shortens, maybe you hold your breath. But just see if you can ease into it. Be playful with it. Doesn't matter if you wobble. Remember, you're exploring what you're not used to, what is not instinctively comfortable to you. And then slowly releasing the right leg, extend it out in front, squaring the hips. And then stepping that right leg all the way back. Extend the arms up, crescent lunge, release down to frame the left foot, step back, chaturanga. High to low, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take one inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth. And step the right foot forward and come up and open into your warrior 2. So again, find your stability and then deepen. So find your normal as well and deepen. Go that little bit further. But as you do so, just with intention, remember where you are. Zipping up the core, tucking the tailbone, reaching those fingertips forward, flipping the front palm, reach forward, inhale, up and back, reverse warrior. Then bringing the right forearm, right thigh, extending the left fingertips up, and then seeing where you might want to take it, dropping the right fingertips in front of the inside of the right foot, reaching up those left fingertips, bringing the left fingertips round, grabbing onto the top of the right thigh, and just rotating the core, taking your gaze upwards, but really using the core to do the rotation rather than yanking the neck. Explore those edges. And maybe you want to just see if you can reach all the way down and grab onto the hand coming into a full bind. Then releasing, coming back into a reverse warrior. Windmilling the hands to frame the right foot, then bringing both hands in the inside of the right foot. And again, you can roll onto the outside of the right foot and just see if you can come down onto the forearms, or maybe just bending those arms a little bit. Just be curious. I'm going to sound like a broken record, aren't I? Come back to the breath. And remember, no pose needs to be static. So if a pose is challenging, in yin, Nothing is ever static, but you're going with the movement. This pose can become a yin pose, but in what we're doing, if you need to rock from side to side and move a little to ease the pose, absolutely do. Then slowly inhaling up and kicking your right leg up and back, bending the right knee, coming into three-legged dog on the other side, extending away from the wrists. Then bring the right knee to the nose. Step the right foot in between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Release the hands down. Lift the left foot up and down. Fold over. Inhale, standing and preparing for tree on the other side. So again, go to where is comfortable, go to your normal, and then go a little bit further, wherever today that might be. Because your tree is also going to look different every day, depending on where you're emotionally, mentally, always affects your balance energetically. And then inhaling the arms up. And if you're here and you want to give it a try, without trying to grip with the toes, close the eyes, come back to the breath. And just see what happens. And then bring the hands back onto the waist. Extend the left leg and then bring it back. Inhale the arms once again to crescent lunge. Release the hands down to frame the right foot. Step back, chaturanga, all the way down to the mat. Roll over. Bring your legs out wide and come into a few moments of Shavasana, effortless rest. No more edges to be explored. Just you and your breath, the mat, rest. Slowly start to deepen the breath. Come into a full body stretch. Bring the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Roll onto your left side with your hands under your cheek as a pillow. Inhale, coming to a seated position, hands in prayer at heart center. Just take a moment to notice and observe how you feel in body, mind, breath, being. And know that what you've done today is such a service to you in all dimension of health and life. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today, for being playful, for being curious. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.